For me, writing has totally changed my life. When I was 14, I wrote a poem, and I felt connected to myself and the world outside me. I felt like I thought about that poem. I had those words circling in my mind for 2 weeks. Might have only been 2 hours. But I knew then that I wanted to be a writer. And ever since I keep having that same identification, that same feeling of connection to myself, who I really am, and what's happening in the world. And it makes me think. It makes me think, it makes me learn how to think, it makes me feel. It's a way of being real in the world, and it's a way of getting just excited on life. Makes me and the people around me observe things. I was up with a friend giving readings in Port Townsend, and the guy in the next town over in Port Angeles would keep track of the poets who were reading in Port Townsend, and he had me come over to give a reading, wanted me to teach a workshop. This is 1978, and I said I had no classroom experience. I didn't know how to teach a workshop. He said, oh, it's easy. You just do what David Wagner did last month. Divide the psyche in the same parent, the adult, and the child. Give them different names, the editor, the writer, and the child. Tell the editor and writer to go away and let the child write whatever it wants. And that was an aha moment for me. Everything that everybody said in that class fit that scheme. It was analytical of their writing. That's from the editor. It was understanding of the process. That's the writer. Or it was something more emotional or impulsive, and that's the child. And I just felt like I was the custodian for everyone's creativity. They went off and wrote pieces about birthday parties and cotton candy and balloons and birthday cakes. And I came back to the Bay Area and took over a poetry writing class from John Oliver Simon, gave the same exercise and kept getting the same results. We thought, what would happen if we had the inner child write, told the editor and writer to go away. Everyone had an inner child at that time. It was just part of the general conversation, transactional analysis, and the inner child was wounded, so everybody had to have Kleenex. There was a lot of crying. What if we had the wild child write? Then we got pony rides on the beach, shooting stars overhead, and hair flying in the wind. We got the best writing when we had the editor and writer go away and let the crazy person write. But some people couldn't do that at all. It's like that phrase is too close to serious problems. So just over the years, people ask, why did you make the child a crazy child? It's by trial and error. That's how we got the most interesting, most spontaneous, most energetic writing. Nowadays, in the workshops, we follow that scheme of the psyche, and anytime we write, it's like we're asking that the reader play the movie in their minds, and it happens automatically. The words create images in our minds. So if you're feeling a connection to the world or a strong emotion or a strong response, you can create that in your reader. So that's how our workshops work. We also say they're workshops in magic. The scientists are arguing about it. It's like that's the conscious mind, the editor and writer, and that's the unconscious. It's the same scheme as the Freudian scheme, but we don't use his definition of the unconscious. We use Jung's. His definition is the unconscious is anything that's not conscious. So that's everything. You can talk to God through your unconscious, to the spirits, to Gaia. You can channel past lives. You can just do with your own body and your own feelings. That's the obvious way we do it. Just reach down into darkness to find that creative energy. Oh Lord, this fits a old Brittany fisherman saying, oh Lord, thy sea is so vast and my boat is so small. Well, the boat is like the conscious mind floating on top of this immense ocean of energy.